for more, we can cross live to southwest Turkey, from where we're joined by Ebru Köksal, former CEO of Galatasaray, General Secretary of the Turkish FA, board member of the European Club Association, and now chair of Women in Football, a network of 8,000 professionals working in the game, leading the drive for gender equality and championing change for a brighter and more diverse future in football. Ebru, great to speak to you as always. Thank you so much for your time. Here we are, 3 weeks on from Sydney. What is your reaction to the resignation and the manner of it by Luis Rubiales?
Well, his position had become untenable, and it was just a matter of days before he had to step down. But had he been really thinking about the future and the benefit of Spanish football and Spanish FA, he would have stepped down much earlier. I think he was trying to, defend his power, and it just, did not go down very well with the international activists and supporters of the Spanish women's national team. Instead of talking about the amazing success of the Women's World Cup and the Spanish women's national team, we ended up spending a lot of time talking about what was wrong with Spanish FA and the world football.
Yeah, and you are somebody who has spent a number of years working throughout the football structures. A lot of people on the outside cannot understand how 3 weeks on he could still have been in his post. How much do you think football politics has come into play? Perhaps a World Cup bid for 2030? I mean, what have you made of UEFA's silence up to this point?
Well, I think UEFA's silence did not necessarily mean they were not doing anything about it, because it was during a FIFA tournament and FIFA had taken charge. And I have no doubt there were several discussions at board level as well as, other levels. But at the end of the day, it was you saw very clearly that no one can remove a president from power, whether it's the Spanish FA or the Nigerian FA or the Jamaican one, right? So it points to also some of the missing elements in the existing governance structures in world football, and the male-dominated structures that actually feed talent, mostly male talent, into the top positions, and the election system. So there's a lot that can be done, and I see this as a very important turning point, hopefully.
Yeah, I know Women in Football last week released 6 requests, didn't they? A manifesto really for change, of how the open doors agenda, amongst which at least 30% of members of senior decision-making bodies should be women. Presidents should be recruited by formal, rigorous and transparent processes. There should be fit-for-purpose safeguarding and duty of care policies. How confident are you that this moment will be used as a driver of change?
Well, we were encouraged by FIFA President Gianni Infantino's invitation at the FIFA Women's Football Convention that the doors are open, and that we all we need to do is push the doors and tell them what needs to be done in order to make football more gender inclusive. So me and my colleagues at Women in Football came up with this common sense 6-point target, and we called it Open Doors Agenda. And we know that some of the federations are much more progressive on already implementing these measures, and FIFA itself have gone through a restructuring and reforms process back in 2016. And we think that it might now be time to impose some of these changes onto the national associations to ensure that the governance is up to standard with corporate world. I mean, this is such a huge industry where we have billions watching, and big names investing both in sponsorships, media, in clubs, teams. So everybody wants to see much better governance and accountability and transparency.
Yeah, it's just about using the moment, isn't it? And making it happen. As they say, if the doors don't open, go through the windows. Ebru, as always, thanks very much indeed.